Well, yes, I think we're gonna have some bodies coming in a little late today, so.
Well, we got my watch already on late. So we were here so early.
It's okay. Let's
Your
go.
house was totally dark when I got up. I thought they forgot, I should have told them last time.
We knew about it. Just get all the tools.
Oh, where am I? want to add to my story. They keep changing this on me.
Oh, we got somebody else today.
Well, hello.
Good morning.
I know you. Aren't you?
I've been around a long
You've been around a long time. It's Debbie, it's Ruth, and Lewis. Welcome. This is Joan
Hi, John.
and Larry.
Hi, Larry.
So what do we do? Find a seat and sit.
Find a seat.
Okay.
We like seats. You got an untrained ball.
I don't want settings. Why has it changed it on me?
Okay, bounce this ball off the floor and hit the ceiling.
So what do you guys think? We did it kind of. I used to break around here, but.
No, I don't want that. Sorry, this is like, there we go. Okay. I record these and then I also do live and put them on Instagram. So if you ever can't come, then
You can Zoom
you can eat, well, we don't Zoom it, but you can go to my YouTube channel or you can just find it on Instagram. So anyway, yeah, which is always good, right? Okay, alrighty. We will have a couple coming in late, but we want to get started. So, anything particular you want to work on today?
Just a couple louder than that.
We heard that you'd be gentle on us.
Oh, okay. I don't know where you heard that from, just teasing.
Some days she is.
Some days I am.
Some
Some days we work muscle.
You wish you said.
No, we have to work muscle, don't we? One of the things that, I've had a hip injury, you guys don't know that, but I'm noticing like muscle strength, it kind of goes away. Nobody told me about that. Didn't know about that. So, we just work our bodies. We do a little bit of yogic philosophy. So first, we're just gonna pause with our feet right below our knees and right kind of just straight out from the hips. This is an okay place to sit, but this is better for your alignment, okay? You'll notice that I put a blanket on your chairs. Some like it, some don't. Ideally, when we sit, we want this hip bone, the knees lower. And normally when we sit, right, they're up here. When they are here, when they're here, they're contracted, the hip flexors. But when they're here, they're just overly contracting. So go ahead and just take find your hip bone and just take your thumb and go right down and then lift your leg. Can you feel that ropey muscle? Just pick your thumb across it. When you put that down, so that's one of the biggest culprits for hip pain and low back pain and for belly weakness. I know, isn't that crazy? And just the idea of lowering the knees a little bit lower. So we have a blanket. Now, if you find that really uncomfortable, There's no set fast rule because your body is different than yours, and your body than his and than mine. And that's kind of the beauty of all of these bodies. So close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Let that breath just be long and slow. And it doesn't need to be anything but that. We never breathe into tension. We always want to breathe and find more of a release. So if you find that you're trying to take too long of an inhale or too long of an exhale and it gets in the way of, it creates tension, then stop it. Go ahead and on this next inhale, let the shoulders, and I'll do it if you want to look and make sure you're doing it right. Inhale, let the shoulders lift, and exhale, let them fall. Inhale, take them up, and exhale, let them fall. And inhale, and exhale, let them fall. And then just hold them down and continue to breathe. This breath is always with us. The amazing thing is that it does use muscle to breathe. But unless you're a singer, unless you are practicing yoga, or maybe a runner, you don't think about your breath. We think about it when we get startled and we're like, oh, I'm holding my breath. We think about it when we're delivering a baby. So there's moments that we are aware of that breath. It's always here. We can call on it 24/7. But notice what starts to happen as you create this smooth, slow breath. The body starts to come back to a homeostasis. Homeostasis doesn't mean perfect all the time. That's such a misnomer. Homeostasis means I go this way, it gets out of balance, I know how to pull it back. It goes the other way, oh no, I'm out of balance and I can pull that back. And then go ahead and just blink open the eyes. They've been closed for a while. So we had Christmas together, my kids, and we had everybody. And we never have everybody for the holidays. And it was marvelous and it was wonderful. Thanksgiving night, we all came a little bit early. We played Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On Thursday night, the first started throwing up. By the time, actually, yesterday, the last 13 of 16 grandchildren threw up over the course of that weekend.
In your house?
Everybody got sick.
Everybody, all the kids, none of the adults. We had kids throwing up everywhere. We were in Arizona. That's why we weren't here, or why I wasn't here. So anyway, I had this huge expectation, right, of Thanksgiving together. And we had that, didn't we? But there was an awful lot of other stuff, right? And so one of the things I wanted to talk about today is, I call it the in-between times, okay? We have this expectation, we're gonna have Thanksgiving dinner, and we had a beautiful Thanksgiving dinner. We had a wonderful morning. We had a wonderful this, we had a dance party, and then all of a sudden the littlest started vomiting. And it just spread like wildfire. Pull it tight. Welcome back. This is Joan, Ruth and Lewis. So anyway, the thought was I could be totally frustrated about that weekend, because by the time, like Friday night more, Saturday morning more, some had to leave early because they're like, we're out of here, right? I could focus on that, because that is actually what happened. But instead, what about the in-between times? Like the times when I just picked up this little grandbaby. She was through throwing up, but not feeling well. And I just held her and rocked her. Those are those in-between. That was not a planned activity, right? And so I want us to look as we work with our bodies, as we work with things that are knees that are falling apart, hip flexors that don't work, shoulders that don't do what they used to do, okay? Nobody told me about, well, that's not true. I guess my parents did, kind of. You saw them get older, but being older, you just celebrate what we have, right? Not the expectation of what we used to be able to do. Just here right now, this gift that lets me breathe, that lets me smile, that lets me share. Okay. So go ahead. We take, and you, Lewis, might want to lose your socks. Larry sometimes loses his later on. We have a racquetball. Okay, it's one of the best things for our body is to find. You might find a place that's tender. If you do, just hold and then breathe to that. Okay, we're looking for tender places. Okay, the bottom of the feet kind of mirror what's going on in the soul, in the rest of the body. So I really swirl this thing all over the place, and there's pressure pushing down on it, okay? It doesn't have to be fast. I find that most of the pain will be underneath the arch of the foot, yes. And I go towards the heel, okay? So I did this is called the melt method, myofascial. Oh, what's the E? Lengthening technique. I don't remember. Anyway, it's a technique that is just amazing for the whole body because we have ligaments and tendons all the way throughout and fascia. Okay, go ahead and pull it back to where your big toe is on one side and your pinky toe's on the other, and you might have to help that. And notice if your knee gets back behind, try to pull it back out so that the knee's just right, the ankle's just right below the knee. We want a right ankle, 90 degrees. Okay, we want to be able to move it more, but this is the safe place. Okay, so find that, and then you're just going to pick up the heel. Those toes will feel a little squished. Okay, we're cutting off some blood flow to those toes. It's one of the best things that you can do. Bring the heel back down. You're going to come up, grab hold, and just try to roll up and over. Stretch it as much as you can. Get the top of the foot. You might feel a cramp. You feel a cramp? Go down, pause, let it ease, come back in. Roll up and over. Come back, find them either side. I've got too short of toes. We had one lady that had long toes. They're on a mission right now. But if you can pick that ball up, I certainly can't. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh, both of you. Fabulous work. Go ahead and come back to this and lift up, okay? Now, I want you to pause, just move the ball to the other foot, but before you start on the other foot, notice this foot. You feel the tingle. You feel it's just kind of energy going up through the body. This is kind of what this whole class is designed to do. How do we take what we have, okay, in the state it's in now, love on it, and help it to still function, okay? I do believe my kids tease me to no end. So find those tight places, find those sore places. They tease me, yeah, Mom, yoga cures everything. I'm like, well, it helps a lot. So find those places. Ooh, yeah, there might be some. So Ruth, are you? She does beautiful work. I didn't realize I haven't seen you for so long. Janet Hill is a dear friend of ours. And I spent this past summer, I spent a week and a half in Nauvoo with her. She's just moved to Nauvoo. And she's going to be selling original art. And she's looking for original artists. She knows your name. So as we kind of stretch and reach and find tight places, Okay, the first time you hit, what's the first thought that comes when you hit a place? You kind of go, oh, and you kind of want to move away from it. Now, we're just going to push into it. Now, we're not pushing into pain, but we're pushing into sensation. There's a difference. And then go ahead and move the ball a little forward so that your knee won't, and pull one toe, big toe on the side of one, pinky toe on the other. Yeah, that's a pretty good stretch for those toes. Lift it up. This is one of the best things you can do if you have a tendency to get hammer toes. Okay, come back down. Lift it back up. Feel the calf muscle work here. Take it back down. And then come up and over, reaching. Ooh, stretch through that. When's the last time you guys had stiletto shoes on? Because that's about the only time we ever stretch this out. Right? Come back, take a little break, and we're going to come back up and over, finding that give and that stretch. Come back. One more. Up and over, hold. If you can try and pick this ball up, maybe your toes can do that on this side. Maybe you're like, ooh, I can only do it on one side. There you go. That's amazing. Yeah, see your talent. Go ahead and grab the ball. Okay, we're going to work on our hands for a little bit. Just squeeze. Squeeze it as tight as you can. This is very, very good for our wrists. So go ahead and just kind of circle through the wrist while you're squeezing that ball as tight as you can. Try to make some circles on that wrist. You'll feel this on your forearm. That's okay. That's okay. Just do what you can. Any kind of movement. One of the things I notice with the body as I've aged, okay, what used to take 10 minutes, 15 minutes to warm up now takes about 40. But I can still warm up, right? I can still get to the place where I can do. And so, but the body is designed to move, okay? And there's a lot of movements. Okay, I want you to take, squeezing the ball still, actually take a break. Shake it out. Let it just fall and hang. Come back in, squeeze again, and this time flex it as much as you can. See if you can pull. It's almost like what Tarzan does when he walks on his hands, in my opinion. I don't know if that's what it is. That's what it seems like to me. Yeah, that's a great stretch. Beautifully done. Go ahead and release again. Shake it out. Second time, grab, squeeze, block. Squeeze the ball, just as tight as you can. And with that squeezing, go ahead and find rotation. And one of the things I notice is at first, it's like, right? You feel that little bit of that. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait a minute. And so this class is just designed for that. Okay, keep it squeezing. Go ahead and here, turn in as much as you can, putting pressure. This is a great stretch for the forearm. This is the opposite of carpal tunnel. Okay. I have worked with clients. I'm laughing because can you see what my toes are doing? They're just doing the same thing, curling up because I'm curling here. Yeah. And then release. Go ahead and shake that out. We're going to squeeze it one more time. Okay. Yeah, notice. That's what we don't want to lose, is that ability to move. Okay. And go ahead, and that's going to go back. You've all got a strap. I was out of blue ones. That's on the back of your chair. You'll see me a little gimpy when I first stand up. I have a hip that they're saying my only option is hip replacement, but I'm not ready quite yet. Okay, so a little bit of arm work. They're about here. Now, if you find that that's way too hard, the yellow ones are a little bit lighter, okay? You don't want to squeeze tight with your fist. You don't want that. You want to feel, you don't have to keep the fingers extended, but you do want to use the arms, not the hands. Okay, so you've got the thumbs and they can squeeze, and then you're just pulling out and back. You're not going very deep, you're just shoulder height. So it's not up higher, it's not down lower, it's just right here. Let the elbows bend and let them stick out a little farther, right, than your shoulders. So they come back in, you pull with the hands and then let the elbows, you'll feel that all the way through the chest, okay? So pull it out, bend the elbows. So as you bend the elbows, this will come in a little. Let it stretch till you can feel the back of your body move. And then just shrug the shoulders up and down, up and down, up and down. Lower the hands just a little, up and down, up. Keep the elbows bent, up, and release, and then just roll through those shoulders. Yeah. So we're just going for range of motion. You can totally, if you can't get an elbow up, just do the shoulder. If you can get the elbow up, that elbow's gonna pull rib cage with it because there's a muscle that's attached, right? So you're finding that action. Oh, yeah. It's like, when's the last time you did that? Backstroke in the pool, maybe. Yeah, and then reverse it and come forward. Now, as you come forward, let me turn to the side. I do want you to kind of round through the spine. Round through the spine. Round. You're gonna feel a little stretch right through here. And that's what we're hoping as we do those elbows. Slow it down, move with your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Couple more. Inhale. Exhale, then reverse it. Go back to the first one, sitting up as straight as you can. Sometimes our head still stays forward, so you just pull your ears back. Feel like somebody's pulling on those ears. And we just roll it back, back, back. Oh, and then hold them both back. Grab your strap. I'll show you what this looks like from here. Okay. So it's back here, okay? My shoulders aren't gonna roll forward. I'm gonna pull those shoulders back. I'm gonna do the same thing, but the palms out, thumbs like you're hitchhiking, okay? There's no pull on it. My hands are just as close as I can be, and then I'm gonna just pull. Notice the shoulders will wanna do this. Pull them down and just pull thumbs out, in, out, in, out, in, out, hold. Oh yeah, let's do a little rotation with the wrist. Holding it out, feel that rotation. And release. Beautifully done. How are those shoulders? Did anybody start get warm? It's like, oh, it's hot in here now. Awesome job. We'll use those in just a minute. You can set them by the side. If you don't want to have to bend over, you can put them on the chair. Grab your block. Okay. So, just one of the legs, we're going to stretch out the Achilles. So you're going to push the block with your toes so that when the ball of the foot is on the edge of the block and you pull the heel towards the floor, you're still at a right angle. Okay? Yeah. A little bit further out, but you got longer legs. Yeah. Then you're gonna you can totally lean, but you're gonna try to get that heel all the way to the floor. Ball of the foot, see if you can stretch through the toes. You should feel some work going on in the front of the shin. Oh yeah. Stretch. Is your heel down? Yeah, almost. Yeah. Yeah, isn't that amazing? And just kind of breathe.
Gets her heel on the ground.
Yeah. Spread through your toes. If your heel's on the ground, spread through those toes and feel that action. Yeah. And then go ahead and lift it up. Take it back down. Oh, there's a little bit more give. Take it back up. Take it back down. Take it back up, and now we're just going to circle through those ankles. If you can keep it here, especially if it's that hip flexor, or you can totally lift it and just roll through that ankle. That will work your quadricep as you're working. And then turn it out to the side, turn it back, sickle the foot, unsickle. So you're just finding range of motion. Okay, and then plant it. Go ahead and take the heel here. You're gonna have to take this other foot, let's move it back into the middle. This other foot's gonna be on the ground and holding the block from moving, okay? With this heel, because that it'll want to just kind of spring. Get to where your heel can be on the edge, because I want you to pull back with the heel. The block won't move because of your foot. You should feel that on the back of your thigh. Engage that, breathe that. Flex your foot, engage your leg. So this is a sickled ankle. We would never walk on that, so try to pull the pinky toe back. Yeah, it engages all of that. You're pulling here, go ahead and release. Pull and release. So we warm up everything, and then we kind of put it into a little bit of yoga stuff. Pull back. So you should feel that clear up into your glutes, right? Clear up. Pull it back. Engage. Hold. Now, I want you to just kind of wiggle with your hips up and down. Try to keep your body straight. We're just hinging right here. That's staying engaged. That is muscle is working, right? And then come up, release, shake it out. Let it go long. Yeah, beautifully done. Go ahead, and we're going to do one more here. Take the block out to the side, angle it a little bit. Plant your foot on it. Sit up on the edge of your sit bones. So you want to be right there where you can feel those bones. I want to see you do that little rock. There you go. And then it's in and out. So every muscle in our core that helps this leg move, the tendon where the muscle runs through this hip socket. Every leg muscle that helps us stand erect does the same thing upwards. And so all those muscles, so we want to create some space. So I'd like to have you to take your shin and try to reach it over your toes. It's not going to move very far. You can see there's just the tiniest little movement, but you can feel what's going on in that hip. We're taking this leg bone, the femur, and we're moving it away from the hip socket, okay? And then we're just wiggling. So it's not just a wiggle, right? There's that reach. It's like somebody's got a little wire hooked right onto the top of the shin, and it's pulling that way. We can do that kind of imaginary even, and then wiggle, and then release, pull it down, okay? Some of you can do a quad stretch, some of you can't with your knees, okay? If you can, you can't do this with your other leg, okay? See if you can tuck your toes back, okay? Yeah, slide the shin, there you go. So if you can do that, you're gonna drop, yeah, try to find length there. Push into the toes, the top of the toes. Oh, what? She just said no. Yeah, that actually will engage this. So one of the best ways to do this is on the floor, and we will get there after the end of class. We'll be onto the floors. So go ahead and just gently bring it back, stretch it out, lean over it, release it. Yeah. And then come back. Second leg. Heel. Toe. Okay. So put the toe behind the block so that you can keep it from moving. You got to pull your block back, Joyce. Yeah, that's way too. So pull back with the heel. Don't let it move, but engage the whole back of the leg. Now this leg, you're like, oh my gosh, but I feel this leg. Yeah. 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 Pull it back. There you go. Yeah. Try to really pull with that heel. Feel it all the way to the glute, using that muscle, and then go ahead and release it. shake it out. We'll come back one more time. Heel. Then we're gonna pull this time, we'll pulsate it. So we'll pull, release, pull, release, pull, release. Let your knee bend, release, pull. When you let your knee bend, you're actually moving some of the muscle that way, some of that hamstring, the back of the thigh. Pull, release, one more, pull, pull, and release, wiggle it out, okay? And then go ahead, we didn't do the toes first. Ball of the foot, reach the heel. So when I first start this, it's like, there's no way I can get that heel down, right? And then as you just go, it's like, oh, there it is. It just goes all the way to the floor. Those are muscles that are just tight. Okay, you're doing the same leg, Lewis. Try the other side. Do the other leg. You're doing the same leg twice. That should feel really good. And then just hinge, let some weight go forward so that you are just helping gravity drop that heel a little bit, stretching out the calves. I don't know about you, but I want to be able to get around and get mobile, right? And be mobile. This helps. So, and come back up, and back down, and up. Second time, push down, hold. I find there's a little more give, okay? And then go ahead and circle, lift your leg. Sometimes when I first start, it feels really awkward, and then it's like, get into that rhythm, find that breath, reverse that circle, beautifully done. And then take this, let's go out to the side first. Turn it out a little bit, okay? So, it's away from me, you can see that I'm wider than a 90-degree angle, okay? And it's turned out. And then I'm gonna feel like that wire is just pulling that shin that way. Yeah. Now I'm gonna try and I'll pull back here. That's the same leg. Yep. You don't get to do, I know. There you go, that's perfect. Now that knee is gonna go towards your toes, just straight over your toes. So it's like I'm going that way. And I'm trying to reach, and I'll feel, I don't know what's going on, but somebody's doing something. Oh, I bet they're doing the bulletin board behind that wall. I'm like, what is that noise? Yeah, feel that stretch, feel that give. Go ahead and release it. Come back in and do it again. Find that give and stretch, and then wobble it. Yeah. Just get in there and just tell that hip how much you love what it does for you, right? And then release. Yeah. We did one thing here. Why can't I remember what it is? Oh, we did that already. I'm forgetting. Okay. All right, one more thing. Go ahead and bring it here. I want the ankles on either side. I'd like you to push down enough with the big toe that your ankles bones touch. Push the big toe down and then see if you can spread the toes out to the side. Yeah, okay. So we call this shins in, thighs out in yoga. S-I-T-O, okay? So as the ankles and the shins hug in, I want you to try and get your thighs to widen. What's going to happen is it'll look like this, okay? As this happens in my body, as I widen, I actually lean a little forward. You'll see that it automatically kind of happens. What it does is it spreads the sit bones. It's a stretch for the sacrum and the low back, okay? So hands on the thighs, lean forward, widen, let the hips widen, but see, what we normally do, right, when we widen our hips, is we do this, and we widen, but that actually narrows the low back. So, go ahead and turn, the block one more. Same exact thing. Hug it in with the ankle bones. Let the inside of the feet, the inside of our legs are our weakest part of the leg. Hug that bone in. The knees aren't going to get to move, but try to widen the hips. It automatically moves your body forward. Hold them wide. And then I want you to feel as if the pelvic floor, it is a muscle. I'd like you to pull it like it's going to pull up clear to your armpits. Lift it up. You'll feel the whole waistline tighten. Yeah, and then you'll actually feel it get kind of a little bit more intense on those glutes. And then just slightly, after all that work, squeeze the glutes. Not enough that it'll tuck your tailbone, just squeeze the glute right up and over that. You'll feel how strong this is going on right here. The knees aren't going wider, it's just the hips, and then release it and shake it out. Okay. Did that make sense? We've not done that one before, that's a new one, okay? We want to get as wide as those hips can, then we pull the inner core muscles up, and then we squeeze and tighten the glutes. Let's try it one more time. Okay. Plant the feet, spread through the toes, hug the ankles into the block, and the knees aren't going to move either. See if you can widen the sit bones enough that you just kind of automatically lean forward. There's that spread. Now, take the floor of the pelvis and just lift it up. You're putting on pantyhose, you're pulling on your bootstraps, your whatever, but that lift is coming up from the inside. You'll feel your tummy tighten, you'll feel your ribs kind of pull together, you'll feel yourself lengthen in the spine, and then take the glutes and squeeze them. I have been trying, you know this, to find ways to work the legs seated and release. It's the hardest thing to get. I know what we forgot, I remember. Except for you, Larry, on this other leg, yeah, stretch out this. That's the same leg you did before. Okay, yeah. See if you can get to the top of your toe, top of your feet, yeah. This one for you is still got me thinking, how do we do that with that knee? That cramps your foot? Yeah, that's very common. Most men, just the flexibility in the ankle isn't there. So go ahead and just reach. If you want, you can totally lean back a little. Oh yeah, feel that quad, get a nice stretch. And then release, move forward, shake it all out. Really well done. Okay, let's do some twists. And then we'll stand up and do some stuff, okay? So take your arms up, right? Inhale. We're gonna twist to the windows. Put one hand here. Now, when the hand is here, it doesn't mean this happens. You're staying strong in the legs and pushing. The other hand's here. You want to watch that this shoulder comes up and on the back. So as you push here and pull there, just twist open. Take some long breaths, okay? This same, when you're pushing into that leg, moving those legs wide, but not letting them come together, is almost the same kind of work we just did. And then gently release. Just kind of go side to side. And then go ahead, arms up, inhale. Up to the other side, hand here. It pushes, the leg pushes into that. This shoulder pulls up and on the back. Yeah, and then just twist around. Try, you'll find that one of the knees sometimes goes a little bit further, that's okay. But find that give the breath, inhale and exhale, and release. Okay, now we'll do that a little faster. Inhale up. Exhale here, shoulder on the back, twist, and come out. Inhale up, exhale this side, shoulder on the back, twist, and come out. Inhale up, exhale here, shoulder on the back, pull and release. Inhale up. Take here, shoulder on the back. Take the twist and release. So I want you to think, okay, technically the pose is here. Think about all we do, the in-between, to get into the pose. And then while we're in the pose, we hold, but there's a part of us that's ready to come out. It's like, I want out now. So when you come out, let's do an in-between out and release the hands and see if we can slowly use our core muscles. Give it a try. Inhale up, exhale here, get into the pose, hold for a breath, inhale, exhale, and then release the hands and just slowly use the core to come back around. Inhale up. Exhale, twist, coming in. Here's the pose. Take a whole breath, holding. And then release the hands and feel yourself. One more each side. Inhale up. Exhale here, shoulder on the back. Open through the body. Take a breath. Inhale. On the exhale, lift the hands and slowly move it back. Beautifully done. Inhale up. Open. Stretch. Breathe. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release, and slowly move back to center. Beautifully done. Now let's curl and round our spine. Okay, we usually start with this, but we're coming to it last. So take your chin, tuck it, and you're just gonna, like you're getting as tight as you can. Come as far down as your belly or your body allows. Let the head just hang. Feel the stretch on the low back. Yeah. And then slowly start with the low back and try to push into the chair and slowly push. Use your hands on your legs to push to slowly unravel. So just uncurl that spine coming all the way up. Let's go down again. Tuck the chin. How far down can you go? If you can get your chest on your thighs or maybe a block, put a block on your thighs, you'll feel that stretch in the low back. That stretch in the low back is amazing. And then slowly unwind. Use your hands, push down to help. Anytime we use some kind of, I don't want to say force, but action going one way, there's going to be something else that's got to move. Beautifully done. Okay. So our sun salutations in the chair look like this. The inhale, we reach up. The exhale, we hinge. Go ahead and see if you can get the hinge to happen right at the hips and the back doesn't round, okay? So you're hinging here, okay? Use your legs, push into your feet, make them strong. We're gonna actually do something a little different. From here, take the arms behind you, come a little bit lower. So here, you're not tucking the chin totally, but you're tucking it a little bit, so that the back edge of the neck. Push into the feet, feel the head reach, and then bring the hands to the thighs and curl it back and unwind. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, hinge, hold. Take another inhale. On the exhale, bring the hands back behind. Tuck the chin just a tiny bit. Come a little bit lower. Hands on the thighs. Inhale. Exhale, curl back. And come all the way up. One more. Inhale, up. Exhale, hinge. Use those legs. Feel strong here. Take another inhale. Move the hands back. Tuck the chin just a tiny bit. Bring the hands to your thighs. And on the next exhale, curl it back. And inhale. Unwind. And then shake it out. Beautifully done. So go ahead and stand. Okay. Your chairs are fine. I'll move mine so that you can see me from the side. Okay. Walk out, walk behind, find the stretch. Slide bend in the knees, okay? Beautifully done. I got you a little close to the wall, but I guess you're okay. So try to keep your toes straight forward. They want to turn out. Don't let them. Yeah. Bend your knees. Reach your rear end to the back wall. Yeah. Bend your knees, reach it back. So go ahead and stand up, walk all the way back to your chair. And then watch this for just a sec, okay? This is a great stretch, but see, my back is rounded, okay? Try to bend your knees and get your back flat. You might have to be really bent. Really bent is okay. We're stretching out the back of the legs. Go for it.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. If you're tall, you go straight back, bend. Yes. Feel the length on the spine, holding on to the chair. Beautifully done. Now, go ahead and walk back in. Oh, I have my phone on the side, but I'm carrying it.
I was looking for birds.
Huh?
I've been looking for birds.
I know, that's I'm getting text. Okay, so here it's gonna change a little bit. Walk it back, watch me for just a sec. You're gonna bend. I want you to grip your glutes, okay? And then I want you to just come, it's not this with my knees, right? It's back and I'm trying to reach my hips down and up. Push into your feet and just down and up, working the glutes. Okay, some little pulses. Feel those glutes. Watch your knees, don't let them knock together. Try to keep your toes straight forward. Yeah. And then come up, come all the way in. Let's add all of our stuff together. Let's see if we can do that. Inhale. There's the reach. Exhale, the hands plant, you step back, find your length. Bend your knees if you need to, find that length. Inhale. Go ahead and on the inhale, on the exhale, curl. Round up like this, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, and then come back and stick the tailbone up and let the head untuck. Come back up again. And one more down. And then walk back into your chair. Keep a hand on the chair, okay? Hold on and just twist to one side. Come back. Twist to the other side. Come back. Inhale the arms up. Exhale back down. Step back. Find the length. Long as you can. Inhale, curl. Exhale, uncurl. Inhale, round and curl the spine. Exhale. One more of that. See if you can come to your toes. Oh, that's a new thing. And then bring it back and walk all the way in. Come all the way up. Inhale the arms. One hand stays down. Twist. Inhale up. One hand stays down, twist the other way. Now we're going to change that up a little. Hands go up, okay? Bring right hand down. Twist twist over that hand. Ooh. Notice that there's kind of it's a lean back. Yeah, find that stretch along the side body, yeah? Come all the way back. Inhale up. Left hand will come down. So we normally twist this way, we're going the opposite. So we're going up and over that shoulder, creating more length through this side body. Yeah, and come back.
We'll be doing this the first time really stiff tomorrow.
You might be tonight, but if you are, just wiggle. I'm serious, just put a little music on, a little dancing, right? Find something to just move. Because that's all it is moving, okay? Let's do one more of those. Inhale up. Exhale, right hand. Left hand's gonna stay up. If you're here because you can't lift your arm, totally fine, but twist. Try to get your elbow as far away from your hip as you can. You can totally lift the arm. And then come back. Inhale the arms up. Come back here. Take the twist. If your shoulder won't work, you can still work the side body. But if your elbow does, shoulder works, stretch and come back to center. Go ahead and step back a little bit. Just wiggle through your spine. Move your hips and your shoulders opposite directions. Tuck your tailbone, uncurl, So, getting on our knees is sometimes hard. So we do cat-cow this way. But our spine, we want, and then see if you can do a barrel roll. I'll do it this way so that you can see, okay? It's more like, instead of just up and down, I'm trying to go around and up and down. Yeah, so it's almost like you're trying to do the hula, right? Yeah. You feel really awkward right when you first start. Don't let it just be the hips moving. Really try to make it be the rib cage. Okay, go the opposite direction. Oh, what? And right at first, I go into that opposite side and it's like, that feels so wonky. And then come and stand and we're gonna do our shake. Shake, just let your legs bend. Let everything jiggle. Right, just wiggle. In fact, if you tried to talk, it would be vibrating. And then release and you'll feel, that's some fabulous energy that we have just moving our bodies, okay? Move your chairs off and we come onto our backs on the floor. We're gonna turn lights down, okay? Take the blanket on your chair and put it underneath your head, okay, like this. So you'll open it and put it underneath the head. And then when you lie down, okay, you want to take this edge and kind of roll it a little so that it's underneath your neck. That still didn't turn down. Okay, so that you're underneath your neck. Keep your knees bent, and you're gonna start windshield wipers. So you just go, a little too close. Okay, arms out to the side, just go one way and go the other. And if you want, your head can go opposite. I'm gonna help. Make sure we got that roll. Breathe, yeah. Oh. That's the way to go this way. It's just a little bit too. Same here. That top chin, we do plenty of that with our computer work. You'll find your neck getting really tight. Oh, breathe. As you go side to side, breathe. Inhale, the knees come up. Exhale, they go to one side or the other. There's nothing under your head. Supporting your head. You're fine. Ready to go. Better. Yeah. Beautiful, guys. Fabulous work. This is one of the best things you can do for your spine. Side to side. Yeah. So really letting the spine still twist, but doing it much gentler than when we are up in the air. Standing. Let the breath flow smooth in and out. Oh. Think of the wonder that this body is. Marvel at it. It is sometimes frustrating. We want that body that could do everything when it was at that point in our life. But right now we're at an in-between point again, right? Remember how we used to push our bodies to get so many things done. We sometimes still do. When the body aches, do we think with gratitude, oh my gosh, it aches because I've done all of this. Ruth, that's one of my favorites. I call it hover twists.
It feels so much better.
Oh, it feels so good on your back, doesn't it? taking a moment to pause. Then come back to where your feet are on the ground, knees are in the air. Okay. If you can, I want you to see if you can try this. This might be a little difficult for some. See if you can hug the right knee into your chest and the other leg is long. Maybe it's a little bent. Can you hug one in with your hands? Hug one knee in. And then just take and move that leg side to side. We're back, wiggling into that hip. Make your head come down. It will love to stay up in the air, but don't let it, okay? So let that move side to side. And then go ahead and change legs. You can bring them back to here to plant, right? And then pull the left leg in. Oh yeah. Just moving that hip side to side. Will you send some loving vibes down to the hip? I've been doing that for a while now. Oh yeah. Look what that hip can do. Beautifully done. Go ahead and plant the feet again, knees up in the air, bridge pose. If you don't know bridge, I'll talk you through it. Okay. With your feet planted, arms are out to the side. Okay. You're gonna push into the back of your head and your elbows to pick up your shoulders and squeeze them together. And then the shoulders come back down. So we're just pulling the shoulders on the back. And then push into your feet, your heels, and just let your hips come up off the ground. Bridge pose. We're gonna roll in and out. So come back down. That's an exhale. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, roll up. You're not squeezing your glutes. They're working. Okay, go ahead and roll up. And back down. Beautifully done. Roll up and see if you can hold it for 2 breaths. 1, you might start quivering. 2, and slowly roll it down. Beautifully done. Hug the knees into your chest if you can again. 1 and then the other. Oh yeah, nicely done. And then we're just gonna take a twist. So take your knees to the right and let them go all the way to the floor. So the knees go all the way to the floor, okay? And they just stay there. You're not moving them back and forth, and then take your gaze the opposite direction. It's a last spinal twist. Take some deep breaths. Look at what that body can do. And then come up, take the knees to the left, turn your head the opposite way. So the head goes right. Yeah. Holding that still, just holding that twist. Yeah. Oh, letting just that spine releases that, all those little muscles along that spine that hold us upright and erect, right? Oh, they're so amazing. And then go ahead. Shavasana is dead corpse pose. So I've got bolsters. You're on your back. These are going to go underneath your knees. Okay. Go under your knees, not your feet. There you go. Slide it down. Oh, is that a good place? There you go. There you go. Here. Oh, yeah. There you go, sir. Oh. There he is. Is that okay? Yeah. Oops, we lost your one. Ah. Close your eyes. Let everything go. The feet might be extended in the air, the heels might be down. Try to relax everything. Let's wander through our body with our minds. It's putting a a block or a bolster, a pillow or two under the knees. Start with your feet. Just kind of gently move them like you're pointing and flexing one and then the other. And then hold them still and just think of your ankles, your calves, your shins, the knees, the thighs. The hips, the hips. I can't tell you how many times I thought my hips were too big, they were too muscly, they were too blah, 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 blah. Instead of finding so much gratitude for the fact that if we decided to go hike, tip the top tomorrow, I could go do it. Your belly, your low back, your waistline, your rib cage. Feel a breath, inhale and exhale. The diaphragm, the lungs as they expand and fill with air, and as they deplete and the air is expelled. Notice that again, with that concentrated breath comes the opportunity to just feel relaxation. Breath is a huge key. How often do we pause and think, how am I breathing right now? I hope you'll do it more after class today. Shoulders, upper arms. Go ahead and roll your shoulders just a little and feel that. So this is kind of a moving meditation. It's often called yoga nidra, which is yoga sleep. Go ahead and just turn your head gently side to side. That neck is amazing. The chest, the shoulders, the armpits, the shoulder blades, the spine, from the tailbone all the way up into the skull. The lower arms, the elbows, the wrists, the fingers. Every little piece that's been so orchestrated for us, just the way it is. Our bodies, like anything else that's changeable or malleable, changes and adapts to the way we sit, the way we walk, the way we lay, what we do. That doesn't mean you have to 100% of the day be totally aware and doing everything right with your body. But there needs to be an awareness, right? And even an accountability. I've been sitting at the computer for 3 hours. No wonder my neck hurts and my shoulders ache. How about your skull, your ears that can hear, maybe even with aided, your eyes that can see, your nose that smells, your taste, your tongue and your teeth that help you talk and express yourself, your forehead, your hair, all of those things. Take a deep inhale that goes from the toes all the way up to the crown of the head. And expel that exhale audibly. Do that again. Inhale. All the way up, as long as you can. Hold it for just a moment and exhale audibly. This is another great way to get rid of tension. One more. Inhale. We go into the holidays, right? Exhale. Then let everything just not collapse, but kind of just let it go into the floor. Gravity will support you for the next 1 minute. Try not to move. It's hard for some of us. Let everything, including your thoughts, they'll come in, just go, oh, nice thought, but I'm not thoughting right now, and let it go. Deepen your breath. You can start thoughting again. Okay, go ahead and just kind of wander through. How does your body feel right now? I hope better than when you came in. I hope relaxed. And then go ahead and just gently, okay, getting up can be the hardest thing we do in this class. Yes. So roll to the side, push your bolster out of the way. Or use your leg. Beautifully done. Okay, let's pause for just a moment. You can pause right there whether you're on your knees or half up. Okay, just pause for a second. Kind of offer this little prayer of gratitude. Because you guys did wonderfully well. Okay. Namaste means I bow to you. That's literally what the translation means. But in yoga and in India, Nepal, a lot of the countries where yoga originated, Namaste literally means the divine light, greatness within me. I see it in you, and I bow to that. So, hands to the heart center. Namaste.
Namaste.
Beautifully done. Really well done.
Thank you.
Fun stuff. All right.
Now, Debbie, that's what we were doing with COVID. We were saying namaste.
Namaste. Well, it doesn't require touching.
No.
We love to touch as Americans. I remember